It is time for the next Thursday tool tip. Today, I want to talk a little bit about how you can automate LinkedIn and really keep track of your contacts on LinkedIn. I use something called Kanbox. I'm going to share that with you. I don't know about you, but I practically live in LinkedIn. I'm constantly communicating with people there, almost more than email. And whenever I meet somebody new, I connect with them on LinkedIn. And before Canbox, it was so easy to lose track of them or to remember why I connected with them. Now I have a place that I can not only keep all of my connections and message with them, but I can also add notes, I can do campaigns, I can make labels. It, it's just extremely robust. And I also tend to lose messages in my LinkedIn inbox. So here, it just brings in my inbox for me. And just like with LinkedIn, I can see, uh, not LinkedIn, I'm sorry, just like with email, I can see what messages need to be returned or I haven't read them yet from the bold. So if I click on somebody, it will show me the whole message thread that I've had with them. It will tell me whether or not we're connected, and I can easily update this. Say we just connected recently and it hasn't come into Canbox yet. I can just hit update and it tells me whether or not they're premium and all about them and often their email. And then I can add any custom information I might have. So maybe their email didn't come through, but I have their email through another means. I can add it here. I could add a little icebreaker, something I remembered about them. I tend to also use the notes section quite a bit to put how I met them. And then you can add labels. Let's find one that we have labels for. Here we go. So here's Matt Vance. I hope he doesn't mind me using him here. He is a podcast host on top of other things, and I'm going to be on his podcast in a few weeks. So here's a little bit of conversation we've had, but you can see I labeled him podcast host. And if I wanted to add another label, I have a whole bunch here that I have created. And I could also move him to a specific list if I wanted to make a podcast list. Now, say I haven't heard from him in a while, or he told me to follow up with him to book the podcast, I would go to remind me. And I could pick a date, or I could say in 1 week, and it will remind me here. I'm actually going to delete that because I already have an appointment with him. But if I go to the reminders, you can see two people that I want to remember to follow up with. So we have one client, potential client here who said, they won't be ready for another 60 days. So I put the reminder for 60 days. And another cool thing that they just added is they now have some AI built in to help you do the messaging, or you can build a whole library of your own templates, which I love, especially for recruiting, where I can build templates for each job that we're recruiting for and just put it into either a campaign automation or as I find people. Um, it does so much more. It's so, I don't want to go on forever here, but I just love this tool. And if we go into LinkedIn, let me just pull this down here. Okay, so here's Andrew. He's one of my connections. If, say, I did not have him in Canbox, this would actually show up as you can click a button to add him right to Canbox. You can add labels right away. Or if since he's already in Kanbox, I can just say see in Kanbox. And you see some communication we've had. Again, everything that I showed you previously, which actually I want to add because he's a recruiter and I didn't have him labeled as a recruiter. Yeah. So, and if we went to, let's find somebody who I'm not connected with. Uh, no, I'm connected with him too. I don't know if he's on my Canbox though. Let's see. Nope, he is. I guess I'm connected to a lot of people. If you did find somebody you weren't connected with, let's see. I don't know if I'm. So this person, the CEO of C's Candies, it looks like I am not only not connected with him, but he's not in my Canbox. So if I wanted to add him, I could select a label. I could add him to a leads list. I could even just add him to a pipeline so that he is going into an automation and then export him right to Canbox. And then I would have all that information there. Anyway, if you need to get more active on LinkedIn, which I highly recommend, especially if you're in B2B, or you're hiring, even if you're not hiring a lot, but when you do hire and you need to make a good hire, we all want to make good hires, and you don't want to start from scratch. You want to actually have people that you can easily reach out to that you've connected with over time. And I can't tell you how often we have gone into our clients' LinkedIn and found connections that they forgot about that ended up being good candidates for their roles. So this way you can do it yourself very easily if you maintain this and keep it up, which is very easy. This is my favorite CRM. So I will actually leave in the links a link to Canbox. It's not that expensive. Let me see. I'm going to leave in all transparency. I'm going to leave my affiliate link there. But I'm not recommending it just because I'm affiliate. I've been using it for a year now, and it is one of my favorite tools. You can start for free, and then other than that, the pricing is very reasonable compared to other tools. I actually have I've used Dripify and a couple of other automation tools for LinkedIn, but I have not found a tool that is such a robust CRM for LinkedIn, not just automation, but where you can keep notes and label people and really have everything organized in one spot. I find it so easy. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week.